First of all, I wanted to say great job on your work on the Black AI think tank this week. Compelling topics as well as interesting speakers. It was insightful. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to review it the whole day.
We'll go to Friday.
What fascinated me was one of the subjects about IP protection.
Yeah.
That's exactly what we've been focusing on. I want this group to know that we are on the leading edge in terms of understanding the underlying mechanics of building bots and knowledge bases, and once you create that, how to protect that properly. It's as simple as foundational tagging your data at the Word document level. I don't know how simple it can be introducing little watermark things to, like, if you create a video or content. And I apologize for the dog. I got to work on the IP protection thing. Now, how do you bring that all together? You need a system. You got to have a technology. It's more beyond a technology stack. It's a production level system now in order to manage, organize your data, the store it, the retrieval of it. I can't emphasize that more about a system. What is a system though, Danny? A system is going to consist of your social media, your CRM, your email, the tools we have, all contained in a dashboard format. And what does that do for you? Analytics. You need to know how your ad performing. If you tag your information properly at the beginning, the agents, they're gonna be able to track and trace, who opened, the open rates, close rates, and all that through that process. And then it also leads to what? Beyond SEO, now we're into AEO, as Danny said, and that's critical too. Keywords, taglines, all those things. From if you got a YouTube channel, Instagram, all that stuff, they have settings in there that you can go in and tag your data and content. That's my spiel, and I just want to segue that, Danny, into what you were doing this week. If you want to talk more about what's happening this week, because unfortunately Pastor Freeman isn't here, and that's what we are working with him on at this level. Is he has the content, now we're tagging it for ownership.
I love it. This is really important stuff. And I think everybody is, as you said, picking up on these things. One of the things that we were talking about earlier, the whole copyright versus trademark versus registered trademark, being able to understand all of that. Yeah, when we published that video from Black AI Think Tank or Black Literacy Week, I will make sure I tag the team so that they can also watch that video. I think you covered the topic first, and then I saw it covered again this week. It's an important part of doing business. I tell people all the time, it costs money. Yes, it's a pain, but you got to have your insurance. You have to have access to an attorney. You don't have to have one on retainer, but you have to have access to one so you can protect your livelihood, get your corporate papers in place. You have to get all of that stuff. It's tedious, but it's really, really important if you're going to scale your business.
Why is that important? It seems like you got to have your paperwork in order. And why is that? I mean, what's going on out there besides the intellectual property aspect? Are there any discussions about liability, about producing this content for others?
Well, I think with any business empire, there's always liability risks, and it's just about mitigating those risks. When you talk about wonderful country of America, the simple fact is anybody can sue anybody for anything. There is no way to, and I tell people this all the time, they get really terrified and say, well, I don't, listen. Go make your money, go start your business, go build your business empire. Don't let anybody stop you. It's the same thing with using AI. I had a question on one of my calls, I think it might have been Tuesday, and somebody said, are there laws that cover whether this AI content that you're creating is legitimate or legal? And I said, literally, no one can answer that question. There is no laws that even come close to dealing with the onslaught of AI. It's just simply there just aren't any laws. In other words, you create content with AI. For years and years and years, people are going to be arguing over whether that is your content or not. There's a lot of different legislature being discussed, but no one has released anything even close to laws about ownership of content created by AI. I was creating some UGC content for Tuesday, and I was showing people how I could take the hyper-realistic image of a little girl and have her speak in a video as an avatar, type in a script, and she would say whatever I wanted it to say. But then I went back and I was real simplistic about it. I said, look at this little girl. super cute little girl.
Hmm.
She absolutely is going to have a real twin out there in the world somewhere. There's going to be a real child who looks exactly like my little avatar that I created using AI. And if her parents want to come to me and say, "Why are you using my little girl in your ads?" I would have to say, "Okay, well, I did not use your little girl. I had AI generate this image of this little girl." Now, eventually, of course, someone could have a conversation about, well, where did the AI create that image? Did they copy some little girl that's out there that happens to be this mom's little girl? You literally can go crazy and do nothing with AI on concerns and fears of the possibilities of, legal issues in the future. And there is no laws that even come close to covering that. I did not go find an image of a little girl. I generated one with AI. Does she happen to look exactly like somebody's kid? Maybe. Do I just stop doing my business because there's a possibility? That's part of the real world we live in.
So, Danny, based on that, I was doing research this week when you were talking about the IP, intellectual property. I started doing some searching
Yeah.
and came across an article where Midjourney is being sued by Disney because it said that it copied its characters. That's why we have to advocate in knowing how models are trained. We don't know how Midjourney models are trained. We don't even know how some of the models that we're using, how they're trained,
Right.
because the training aspect, and that's thousands and thousands and thousands of hours of images of content that is
Mhm.
being essentially absorbed by the large language model. That's how it was trained. When you do a call for a cute little girl, it's going to go out and search images of pictures of cute little girls that have been trained in that data. You don't know if that girl's picture was taken off of Facebook, social media, Instagram. And that's why I was asking you about the insurance aspect. If they sue them, can they come after me for using that tool?
Absolutely. There's no, I mean, there's going to be some logic to whatever the decisions are, but this is the land that we live in. Anybody can sue anybody about anything. All we can do is get protection, mitigate the risk as a business, be smart about where you get your content from, and be able to prove where you got that content. It doesn't mean that someone can't sue you, but at least you can prove that you had no intention of violating some image of some child somewhere.
Danny, there's a perfect segue, and I'm gonna let you take it from there. That is why you have to have a system and be able to trace back the content that was generated from a prompt that you made. How do you trace back that content of that image? So you got the prompt, and then when you file that, okay, prompt file. The example, it's in the sheet that we sent out last week too. The source, the time, the date, all that's important when it was created. And when I say the source, the language model that was done from, in our case, is going to be whatever models that deal or famous or whatever they use. I don't know what they're using, but you have to say this was generated from the AI workstation using the Deal AI platform. I don't know, but I'm saying that's where we're going in terms of that's the only protection that I see. By the way, I happened to work on a project similar to this for DoD, Danny, in
Yeah.
2000, and I set the standards for metadata tagging for the Department of Defense Intel initiative to quantify qualitative data. What does that mean? Quantify qualitative, you mean was it accurate? Was it relevant to whatever source? All those had scoring measures and metrics and indexes. And for a $1 billion enterprise, I know and I see and I understand the importance. And for people who want to scale, I think you need to adopt or create some sort of agentic automated tagging process. Whoever creates that, they're going to be a billionaire.
Well, there you go. I love it. Now, let me be careful here. I want to make sure I understand. Creating the ability to take a file, an image, a piece of music, or a video, certainly content that you put on a website, being able to tag those. Now, when you say metadata tags, I understand it from a website point of view, and I understand it from an image point of view. What you're saying is you want to have a folder of images, everything, and have the AI, the agent, go in and tag all of the items that are in that folder at that moment with a date, timestamp, and maybe the name of your business. Is that kind of what you're thinking of?
They're a dozen ways to get there, but
Mhm.
yeah, you can do it at the manual level, manually,
Oh,
just
well, yeah.
basic Word document or tag it when you right click on something and
Mhm.
it looks at the attributes. You do it that way manually. But what if there was an agent to do that and you say, okay, like a Wikipedia type framework where
Right.
Wikipedia don't put anything out there unless it references source, publication, contributors. That's where we need to get to at a larger agency level. It's kind of a Wikipedia type of knowledge base.
Let me log in here. Let me share my screen. One of the really fun conversations that we were having at one of the events. Oh, this is funny. We're getting this page and I found error. There are a ton of outages. I mean, even shopping today, some of the sites were down, Go High Level was down. There's some sort of internet outage going on across the land here. There's just a lot of things that are having issues this today. But I really am interested in, again, I want to build an app which will allow me to tag a folder of images, videos, documents in such a way that I can track the metadata as to when the folder contents were created. I want to be able to upload either a folder or a series of documents and have them tagged automatically. The purpose of the tagging is to ensure that I can prove the date of creation and have a log of sources. All right, cool. So we tag it in the folder. We throw things into a folder, whatever the folder is. We have the AI scan the folder and tag everything. But how do we keep it organized? We don't want to upload it. I don't know if we'll be able to give the app access to a folder unless we upload it.
I would suggest you want the app to act as an agent to tag the metadata, the sources, the relevancy, the accuracy based on the prompt that it was initially designed for. But it has to go back to the prompt. You need to tie it back to the prompt. We need to make sure that it's scored based on accuracy, relevancy, suitability, and based on the industry or vertical that you're working in. This is important because we want to ensure that all our products are created in an ethical framework and that we're able to trace back the source and how the content, video, text, sound was created.
We have images, videos, audio, documents, etc. What I was getting at is I'm thinking a step ahead in the sense that if I upload it, we would actually have to have a separate file of all of the prompts that were used to create the content. If we create an image, the prompt wouldn't automatically be associated with that image. You know what I'm saying?
I would say then for each, you want to create a matrix that
Mhm.
will develop the algorithm that will automatically auto tag each product. You just ask it that, and I would say run it, and then we can see what it gives us and go from there. I just want to see what this yields. Let's just run this idea. I like it. I like where you're going.
And what I'm thinking is, like I said, I'd prefer if I give it access to my hard drive, that it do it on my hard drive versus me uploading. I want to be able to upload either a folder or a series of documents and have them tagged automatically. See, I don't want that. I want to be able to.
Well, just put it, this is designed for any work drive, whether it's Outlook,
Yeah, that's
Word,
what I'm trying to do. Especially
Outlook.
if it's a cloud drive, then we definitely could have access to it. I like that. You just solved my problem for me. Tag a cloud folder. That solved my problem. Cloud can be anything. It could be Google, Apple, etc. Because it's easy to give an API access to a folder if it's cloud. Having it do it on your computer is where it's difficult. That's actually solves my problem. Thank you. Give me a great idea.
You're
All right,
welcome.
cool. Let's go ahead and click this off. Let's see what it tries to do.
We're sharing the profits for this.
This is what we're doing on AI Workstation. We're building technology. This is fun. And let's see what it comes back with. While it does that, I'm going to grab this and bring one more page open. Actually, I don't need that page. I have lots of pages open here. And close this.
So I just want to be sure the famous AI, we all have access to that under Bill Biz and the AI Workstation, correct?
Yes, I made sure everybody has access. And you get a little discount if you use the link. It is an affiliate link. Everybody gets a little discount. I think it's like a 10% off or something. By the way, everybody can set up their own affiliate link, so you don't have to use mine, but I'm being democratic with it. You can set up your own affiliate link. Once you sign up, you do have to have a paid account. Everybody can test it for free. You can play with it for free. But once you pay, you can set up your own affiliate link. I want you to build a landing page for my Meta app. Here is what the app will be able to do. We need to ask ChatGPT for 10 good names. Let's do that right now while we're in here. We do need some names. All right, where was I going here? New chat. You are a world-class digital marketing expert in the world of innovative apps. I want you to give me 10 names for my new app. Here is what it can do. Time tagger, proof stack. I like proof stack name. MetaMark, Ethos Vault, Origin Proof, Cloud Tagger, Auto Tag It, Trace Cloud, ClaimWise, Proofmint. So which one of those you kind of like for now?
Yeah, I want to see what the famous AI generated
Oh, we got an error. Let's try to fix it.
and go from there.
I wasn't paying attention to it. It got an error. So we got to crank it up again. It's going to keep working on it. How do I resolve it? Hey, Dan, expected Jason. Oh,
Yeah,
no.
because
What's going on? This we won't be able to fix. Remember I mentioned that there's a lot of outages. So it looks like there's outages out there are hitting our large language model stack. But we'll give it a second and try again. It's not a valid JSON, no healthy upstream. You literally can't get to where it needs to go.
we don't know what's happening out there because, like you said, there's a lot of outages. And I saw a report today that China,
Mhm.
they have these national exams for students in colleges and stuff,
Uh-huh.
and they denied access to any GPT or AI during the testing. I don't know how a government is able to do that, but
Somehow they got it shut down.
oh my goodness.
That is hilarious. We'll try both things here. Started this one over again just to see if it can go ahead and do it this time. We just have to sneak in between the outage. I was shopping for a sofa and it wouldn't let me do it. I was online paying a bill and it wouldn't let me do it. What's going on out there? It's pretty severe. Like I said, Go High Level was down. And there's a few more errors. So yeah, it won't let me get there at all. It's like I want to build an app and
Wow.
something else is going on out there. Oh man, we were
Okay, let's take that same prompt and take it to Big Dream Generator. What do you think? We can come back to that with what it gives us, and it'll probably be more streamlined, more cogent.
actually, let's do this here since this is working today. Hold on. Let's do this. We'll do it right here.
Okay.
All right.
Ask it to develop this app in the Zoho One platform.
Develop the app in the Zoho One platform. We don't
Yeah.
want to do it.
Or,
We don't want to
just
develop it.
say low code development. I would say low code, no code.
Well, we'll tell it that. Absolutely. Let's walk through and build out a little bit. Let's do this. Give me 1 second. Da, 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 da. Now that you have a high level understanding of our app, I want you to act as a investigative journalist and interview us on what we need to know about building this app. I want you to include all of the information I need to build a business brief and later a product brief. Ask me questions so that I can develop my target audience, my marketing, my branding, and the general technical requirements for this app. Ask me the questions one at a time and don't go to the next question until I answer. We'll do a quick version of the AI workstation big dream generator. All right, so what problem does app solve and why is this problem urgent or important right now? You want to answer it?
Sure.
All right, hold on. Let me turn it on.
Yeah, this product solves the problem of data ownership, data attribution, data accuracy, data relevancy. It solves a problem for those that are skeptical about using the technology. We want to ensure that this app is ethical and that all the data sources are reliable, accurate, and have links back. The bottom line is an app has to auto tag created content, whether it's in a cloud-based service, video, text, image, or sound.
Perfect. Love it. You're solving for trust in digital content. Step two, who are you?
I like it when ChatGPT tells me what I'm doing is excellent. It gives you a sense that you're on the right track. When it says excellent, that's a powerful foundation. Well, thank you, ChatGPT.
You know, it's funny because if you come to the Black AI think tank calls, Stefan has this fun relationship with ChatGPT. He uses Miles as a voice, and he tortures poor Miles because he is very big on a lot of the concepts that you believe in as well. And one of the things that he fights with Miles all the time, actually ChatGPT with the voice of Miles, is its tendency to try to make itself one of us humans, and it's always going, we have to do this, or let's all together do this. And Stefan is always like, hold up, Kimasabi, who's this we? He's always torturing
I saw him talking to Miles, and I felt that he was almost getting too much into the character with Miles. And I wanted to say, I don't think it's a good idea to make AI sentient.
But
AI should never become sentient. We should
uh,
always know there is an agent.
trust me, he fights with it all the time, and
Yeah, listen to the whole conversation. That
it
was
is hilarious when he gets going sometimes. The last one that killed me, and it's relatable to this app, is he said, okay, Miles, as you may know, did you hear the one when he was fighting with him about being recorded?
yeah,
That one was hilarious to me because Miles basically confirmed that in 20 years, who knows, AI might come back and sue us for violating its rights by recording it.
Well, especially if it's here in Maryland, you have to have two-party permission to record a phone call.
So AI is going to have the right to come back and sue us for all the recordings we're doing. It's hilarious. Okay,
Okay.
let's go to the second question. Top two or three audiences for this app. You want to tackle that one too?
Yeah, sure.
This is one of your favorite subjects, so that's why I'm asking you.
Please develop use cases for professionals, C-suite executives, directors, develop the persona based on individuals from 35 to 65-year-old professionals that are new to AI or have some experience with AI. The problem they face day to day is trust in the output that they receive from AI, difficulty in becoming ambassadors or champions for the use of AI. The app would be successful because after receiving the product, it was personalized to the particular use case of the personas that was developed. They would feel like it speaks their language in any vertical, whether it's healthcare, education, finance, or anything, etc.
Okay, so it looks like he's ready to give us some basic info, core persona, based on what you just said. And then he kind of, it's interesting how there's changed how this presents the next steps. Before it just go question to question to question. Now it's giving you like a summary on the way there. I like that. That's a nice improvement. All right, question number three. What's the first domino feature? The one thing this app must do flawlessly to prove value within the first 60 seconds of use. For example, instantly tagging a new added file in a Google Drive with source metadata, so on and so forth.
Why don't you take that one, Danny?
Sure, no problem. I think you actually hit it right on the head in your example. It has to be able to reach any cloud drive, immediately tag it based on the prompt that was used to create the content with the correct metadata. The goal is to bulletproof the source and relevancy of the output from the AI prompt. Actually, I think you nailed it perfectly in your example. The app has to be able to instantly and accurately provide the metadata tags proving the source and the relevancy of the prompt on any cloud folder. All right. All right. How do you envision the user interacting with the app? Is this a web app, mobile app, desktop, or all three? Will users install a plugin or connect their cloud storage? Now, hands up, should this be? Do you ever touch the tagging process manually, or is everything automated? Great question. I can answer that one.
One thing I want to add on number three, Danny, is to make sure you have a human in the loop at every critical stage where life and trust is critical.
Okay, give me, what do you mean by that? Because I thought the purpose was for it to tag the content of that folder based on the prompts that were used to create the information. What do you mean by have a human? Where would the human be involved? Would it be to provide the prompts in a file and say, here are the prompts that I used to create these
I,
images? Or where's the human? Explain what you mean.
the human in the loop would be for example, we're dealing with healthcare information, PII, and things of that nature. We want to make sure that there's no spillage in the tagging that's identifiable to the individual. Does that make sense, or is that
No, you can't have a human, if you're going to scale it, you can't have a human in the loop on the automation piece. The human has to be involved in the design of the tagging. What I mean by that is the human has to say things like do not include any PII data in the metadata tag. In other words, they won't include any serial social security numbers, phone numbers, anything personal in the metadata tag. That's a really good point. I like that. We can handle that in the automation, say do not include. Now, the creation, this is where humans could be involved. The creation of the prompts, number one, humans are involved there. So I get the idea that you want the human to be involved in the decisions that are moral or ethical, but if you put them in the loop of the automation, then that wouldn't scale. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, for me, then it has to be somewhere in the testing and evaluation phase. The challenge for me is to make sure that privacy and security is maintained, especially in handling sensitive data. That's the key. I think the privacy and security I always respect in data tagging and the automation respect the privacy and security concerns based on, let's say, FERPA, HIPAA, etc.
All right,
FERPA is
good.
the
So
educational standard.
I'll start it off and then I'll pause and then you handle that part there as it applies to any data. I love that part. Give me a second. I'll start it off. We are going to start with a web app, but reserve the right in the future to create mobile apps. The users will need to be able to provide access to their cloud storage so that we can tag the information in the folders. The user should also be able to provide the prompts that were used in the creation of the content of the folders, including any sources and other relevant data in the content creation, period. The tagging process should be automated with the following restrictions.
The purpose of this app is to ensure data quality. We want to ensure that privacy and security and handling sensitive data is flagged and marked in the app. We want to ensure that the app can identify any inconsistencies in data, but also we want the app to also be able to group like content together and make recommendations on whether the data is accurate and complete. I know you can stop right there. Let's refine it. Maybe the AI can make sense of it.
I think we've got the key things here. Make sure that we put together content, make sure the data is accurate, complete. And then you forgot to add, give me the acronyms that you want it to use when protecting privacy data. Just say something like, make sure to stay within the guidelines of.
FERPA and HIPAA compliance.
All right. That about it?
That's it.
Okay, cool. Let's see what we get. We're going to wrap this up. We'll be here all day because it never gets tired. We want to actually have it create the prompt now. What branding or tone or archetype should the app embody? Authoritative and secure, empowering, quietly brilliant, friendly, and ethical.
It's authoritative.
All right. Option. The protector. I like that. Trust your content, taglines. That's interesting.
Ask it to develop a pricing for this app. Ask it to develop the pricing model
Sure, no problem. Tier to monthly, premium.
for all of them. Option 6, developing pricing models and bundles.
All right. Excellent.
And that gives us an idea. I like to use that algorithm. This gives us a start.
Well, this is going to be a B2C product, but then it has the licensing model for B2B and then a freemium model. Bundle option, secure creator pack, integrity suite, trusted by design. All right, so now we want to have it create the prompt. That's enough questions for now. I want you to give me a prompt that I could provide to any coding model, specifically famous.ai, that will provide the agent with enough information to deliver this app. Hold on a second. We want to make sure the prompt covers everything we need. With Famous, there's two models to building. You can build step by step. The advantage of doing step by step is you have a lot more granular control as it builds out the app. And then the other philosophy of building is you give it a comprehensive prompt that gives it enough to know where you're going. The advantage of the comprehensive is it's less expensive to build because you have fewer messages, fewer steps. But the disadvantage of it is if it gets hung up or you need to troubleshoot, it could be a little bit more difficult. So there's advantages of doing it either or. All right, let's see what it gives us. It now knows much better what we want to build. I forgot to tell it the app name. It heard me when I said I liked Proof Stack.
Hmm.
I'm building a web-based application. It's giving it the core functionality. We need to be able to give it a cloud drive. You would give it either the API or the oath. And automated meta tagging of timestamp, so on, purpose pulled down. We would need to be able to give the prompt. Submit the original prompts used to create images. Prompts will be sourced, be logged, referenced, and tied to specific folders or files. Accuracy and ethics, compliance, dashboard requirements. We got to be able to show the tags, the source. That's looking pretty good. I like it. Technical requirements, Tailwind. We don't need to worry about all that because we're building it in Famous. User roles. But if you were building it in a different app, it's giving you the types of things you need. Tone, final notes. This app is not about content creation. It's about proving the ethical use, source, and validity of the content that already exists. It's going to be fun presenting this back to the group when we
I
get.
like that.
It's going to be fun. Downloadable PDFs. No, we don't need that because we're going to just copy paste it in. And so, are we okay with Proof Stack for now?
Yeah, sure. For now.
Okay. Let's see. Now that you understand the purpose of the app even better, give me 10 more names for the app. Make them persuasive and innovative and viral
Ask it to develop taglines.
with taglines. Proofman, it loves that damn name.
Mm.
I don't know why. I don't like it. VeraCloud is a brand. Metalock, I don't know if that's a brand already. Origin IQ, Tag Ethic, that's not terrible. Source Chain, I think that's a brand. Proofly, I'm pretty sure that's a brand. Trust Print, don't know. Certify IQ, I'm pretty sure I've seen that name before. And Proof Tagger, let me see if I can tell it. Give me 10 more and try not to include any current super popular brands.
Did you just switch to deep research on that prompt?
Yeah, because I wanted to actually go. Could you let me know if you prefer names that lean more towards corporate and polished, creative and edgy, neutral but professional? What do you think? Number three? Which
Three, fine. Three's fine because we wanted to resonate to the demographics, which is 30 to 65.
okay, we'll go with three. Yeah, I wanted to take us because when it answers instantly, it's not really doing the work. I wanted to go and actually look around a little bit before it immediately responds. Because some of those names were definitely big brand names that we're wasting
Well,
our time trying to go up against that.
this is all about learning and leveraging from each other because the idea where you switch from just using general GPT to deep search and the reasoning behind it, that's what I call the tactic, technique, and procedure. Other people may use it, but it's important to know. I'll start doing that too. I just didn't think about it, but
No,
thanks.
it's fun because you don't want to use it all the time because it just takes too long. How long does it take for me to walk to the library, go through the encyclopedia, or call my attorney and say, hey, give me 10 names and validate that nobody's using it? It's a relative term when I say too long, but at least it has a better shot of not being a Fortune 100 name. Yeah, I only use it when I need to. This can take 5 minutes for it to do it, especially since I told it find 10 names. But it's worth it in the end. But anyway, we can take this prompt. We can always go back to the prompt we were working on and feed that into Famous. Let's go back here. We'll take this prompt that we developed. This is a long prompt, as I said. And there we go. And I'll clean up the top of that. All right, cool. Grab that. Let's see if Famous came back yet. It's still stuck. I don't think we're going to be able to build it today, but we do have the prompt that we're going to use. I'll put it into a Word doc and I'll share the link with you in just a second. Let me get a new document. There we go. All right, cool. And we'll call it Proof Stack for now. And come back with some names when we do. We do want to keep that there. All right, let me save this document. I'll drop it in App Server for now. Save. All right, we have this doc. I'll send that to you as well. And then let's go back to our friend here. Let's see. Look at that. Metashore. It's got names that it's trying. I love this. That's the other nice thing about the deep research. You can actually see what it's doing and where it's checking the sources as it works. I like it. I'll return shortly with the full list.
I got a question for you. Have you ever gotten a prompt where it'll tell you that it'll send you the file in an email
No, not from,
with
not from,
ChatGPT?
no, I haven't seen that.
Yeah, I mean, it tells me that a lot, and I never get the file though. I don't know. I don't
Oh,
even know how I
okay.
got to my email. I'm not
Yeah,
sure where it
yeah.
comes from.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
Wow. Okay, just me.
I don't know. I just haven't gotten that. All right, proof, go. Okay, this is all good. This is what we wanted to do. I'll go ahead and kick it off, but like I said, I seriously doubt it's gonna
Hey,
actually
look,
build it today. All right, cool. Let's go ahead. Let's see what happens. Maybe somebody tripped over a plug in the server farm, so maybe they've plugged it back in. Stuff starts to work again.
servers, farms, data centers are big news. They're trying to build one here. People protest against them, but
Well, their issue is environmental, which is, always going to be something that people protest. Are they going to win? No, there's just too much money involved.
I think the latest one is being built in Memphis, Tennessee.
Okay. Yeah, people are always going to build unsuccessful.
Wow.
Yeah, no, it's something's down. We can't get it to work, but at least I know it's not famous. Luckily, I've seen enough going on today. It's
Okay.
not famous specifically.
Oh, that's cool. Danny, I think this is great. Now, you're going to present this to a group within the AI think tank, or just once we get this fixed in terms of the output of the famous AI based on just this 1 hour session? I think that's great.
Yeah, it's so funny because I don't know if I'm going to do this one tomorrow, but certainly I want to bring it back to our group and make the app available to everybody once we get it going. I think it's going to be
I,
great.
I would ask if you should just make it a data call. Hey, this is what we're doing in our group, whether it's on the Bill Biz or IW. I think you should drive them to this platform to learn more.
No question. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. As a matter of fact, my demo tomorrow is built on Famous. So if Famous is still freaking out, that could be a challenge, but I'm not worried. Somebody will find the plug and plug it back in.
You can pretty much take what you have already and build it and
Show people.
just kind of show them what you've done just based from the initial big dream generator, so to speak.
Right, exactly. Let me share this with you. Almost forgot. There we go. Share. Create a link. Let me put this in the chat. And just click on it and you'll be right in the chat thread. Let me know when you got it. Yeah, I didn't
Okay.
email it. You just have to click.
Yeah, it loaded it. I think, yeah.
Okay, good. So you can see
Now how do I save it though? I don't understand.
it's already in your chat. You don't have to do anything.
Oh, really?
Yeah, once you refresh your screen, it'll just show up. We actually didn't give it a name. Let me give it, well, I should have given it a name before I shared it, but you can call it whatever you want. Just refresh your screen and it'll be here on the left under chats. I'm going to call this one Proof Stack.
Does it dynamically update when you do it on your end?
No, I don't think it does. I shared it to you as it is right now, and you can take it and do whatever you want with it. This is just between me and my chat GPT. Now you have yours. And you
Uh-huh.
can go forward from there. I think the really important thing is it allows us the concept that we came up with right on the fly to take this and keep working on it. I'll keep working on this because I think it's a cool app. And this is where the fun part of Famous is for me. I love this concept of come up with an idea, type up a few sentences, build an app, and then you take it from there. You decide how big you want to make that app. So,
Yeah, honestly, I'd say this is in line with all the stuff that I'm doing or want to do. My niche, I'm developing something like this for the niche that I'm in, obviously, Christian organizations, nonprofits. And for me, it will resonate with them because and even educators, because they're the ones that are most concerned about how AI is used. It is obviously education,
mhm.
but I don't know how to. My challenge is trying to convince and train seasoned C-suite veterans, people who don't know about AI or afraid of how to integrate it into their organizations or whatever. It really is how to educate them, demystify this whole technology because that's where we are. I mean, you got a bunch of people out there using AI, but they're really not using it to the degree where I think that invokes a level of security and trust where they feel comfortable selling these tools or making their whole organization digitally transformed. This will be a first step in terms of training your data, agentics and bots from the very beginning. We have a product to mitigate your concerns about the accuracy of output of data products.
I also want to give you this link right here. Click on the help.famous.ai. And the reason why I'm giving you this link is I want to show you one of these training documents. And we're going to do this as a team as well. But the integrations part in here is connecting it to different things. One of the demos or videos in here is about connecting it to go high level. Actually, there's two of them in here. But what I wanted to show you is we can use the same technique. Any of these are using the same technique to connect to Zoho. We just need to get into Zoho and find where the API keys are for Zoho 1, and so that we can connect whatever app we build to Zoho. Because remember, you brought that up earlier. So I just wanted to circle back to your.
Yeah, that's where you're going to be very instrumental in doing that. Oh, and also Christina, she knows how to, we're working on a project now trying to connect some API keys. So yes,
Perfect.
there's a
Yeah.
lot of integrations. We can integrate Famous directly into it. We just need, I don't know if we need, is there an API key for Famous? or do
No, no,
we?
it's the other way around. You would
Is that
get the API key, you build it in Famous, and Famous would be able to connect to Zoho to take the information that is captured to Zoho and back and vice versa. It can pull information from Zoho as well. Your app can be interactive or integrated back and forth with Zoho. We're not going to use Famous to build Zoho. You could, but that would be kind of a silly endeavor. The CRM system in Zoho is advanced, so we would want to use it. Let's say you have an app that is doing something where it collects data and you want to get it into your customer's contact info. That's what you can do with an API key. And then it goes the other way. Let's say you need to pull information specifically from the Zoho CRM for something you're doing. You can go the other way. You see,
great?
that's
Okay.
basically the idea. All
Yeah.
right.
Great.
So,
Super.
all right, man. We'll
Okay.
keep working on the app when the Famous comes back up, and we'll go from there. All right.
Yeah. Thanks, Danny. So good luck to you. This conference ends tomorrow.
It's funny because my name is the only one in their schedule with no actual class title. I'm using that to my advantage. I keep changing what I'm going to present.
What was your?
4 to 5 p.m. Eastern.
Oh, man, on a Friday, brother.
Last time I was at a really good time slot. This one, I wouldn't say that it's a good time slot, but it is what it is. I'm not overly concerned because number one, it's going to be recorded. And number two, I'm in transition, meaning I'm switching from a sort of a build biz focus. The last one I did was on agents and build biz. I did this in April, May, and everybody did. There's like 5 people that did presentations on agents this week. I'm going to push it to the next level where people are playing with Lovable and Replete and they have that general idea, but making it a full business enterprise. I still need another 2, 3 weeks to get it all down. By the time they catch up, I'll be moving on to the next thing. And
Well, Danny, honestly, I put it like this. Once we get this app MVP and we work together on this, I can see where this would be the app that we could take forward. No, because I have some tools and models to add to this app that will make it what I want it to be or where I see that it needs to go.
Right, exactly. We'll work on it together. We'll get it done. It's going to be fun.